Bada bing, bada boom, episode 2. Mike, what's going on?
Oh, what's going on, buddy? How's it feel? How's it feel to be podcasters? We are officially, I think 2 means you're officially a podcaster.
Yeah, I don't know if 2 is, what do they say? 1 is nothing, 2's a streak. Is that a thing? Or did I just make that up?
I think you definitely just made that up, but I like it. We're going to go with it. I
Okay.
think that
It's 2 weeks in a
gospel.
row. Obviously, you guys aren't going to get this on Monday. It's Wednesday. We took a couple days off, but
It's already getting really difficult to keep up with this podcast, guys.
no, yeah, it's all good. But it's the second week in a row, so we're still doing it.
I'll tell you what's a win is that it took us a year and a half to start podcasting. If we miss a couple days, I feel like it's still a win. I'm going to chalk that up in the win column.
Some people don't even make it this far, so I guess we're ahead of the game compared to some people.
That's very, very true. Side note, happy St. Patrick's Day, buddy.
Yeah, you doing anything? It's Green Day. Gonna get drunk?
It is 4:50 already, and we are already drinking. Or this is the only thing I've drunk today.
Cheers.
So this is all I'm doing. Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, it's a little funny. You know, we were talking a little bit off air, like St. Patrick's Day. Everybody always does something, but we always celebrating other countries, which makes sense because we're the land of the immigrants. Like there's St. Patrick's Day, everybody gets drunk. You know, Cinco de Mayo, tacos and margaritas. Even like Halloween, I think, isn't that like a Spanish thing, like Dia de Muertos?
Yeah,
or
Day
something?
of the Dead. Well,
Yeah.
it's not on Halloween, but roughly,
Same
sure.
premise, I
same
think.
Concept, sure. Yeah, no. Do you think other people, like people in other countries, celebrate American? But that doesn't really make sense, does it? Because I mean,
I don't
it
know.
is. We're a country of immigrants, so there's not. Is there anything that's inherently American that people would celebrate in other countries?
No, I don't think anything good. Like, I think if we're going to say something, you know, people, let's just say in Russia, like if there's an American Day, they sit around and eat cheeseburgers and get mad on the internet. Like,
I mean, I mean, the 4th of July is the first thing I could think of. And what, you get drunk and blow shit up? That's probably the most American thing that I've ever heard of is getting drunk and blowing shit up. And that's pretty much all we do on the 4th of July, isn't it?
and that's really funny because I just now hit me like, that's pretty much the 4th of July. Like that was us succeeding for the British, like blowing shit up. Like, kind of just hit me when you put it like that.
Yeah, no. And so I don't know about where you live or what that situation was. I know the last 4th of July, I legitimately thought my house was going to burn down. Like every single person on my street, because fireworks became like legal in New York, I swear we're setting them off in the middle of the damn street. It looked like a war zone the next day because no one fucking cleaned anything up. They were too pissed drunk, and it was ridiculous. Like I drove away from my house 'cause I was like, this is fucking crazy. This is giving me hella anxiety. So I drove away, and no joke, this dude just kept blowing shit up, like right next to my car. I was like, these motherfuckers are wildin'.
They're wildin', and it's so much fun. Like that's kind of me. Like last year for the 4th of July, you know, we went out and got a whole bunch of, obviously not in New York. You have to go to Pennsylvania to get the good stuff. And we were at my buddy Jake's house, and we were just laying stuff like in the middle of the grass, and we were just setting stuff off, but we had this one thing, and it was huge, and it probably had like 20 things that would go off, and we lit it, and like nothing happened, and then we went over there to kind of figure out if they were all duds or something, and you had to prop it up because it was going to shoot straight up. Well, the thing tipped over, and it shot at us like ballistic missiles, and it was just fucking flying off houses. It was the most wild thing I've ever seen.
Did you ever see that video of the dog who picked up the firework and was chasing around his entire family with like
Yeah.
a Roman candle? I mean, there's a lot of things that are innately American or American things that are popular that are just kind of ridiculous when you kind of think about it. The Bachelor. Isn't The Bachelor, I'm pretty sure like their finale's coming up pretty soon. Do
You watch The Bachelor?
No, I've never watched The Bachelor.
So I actually got into it at the beginning of COVID because there was nothing else to do. So I'm either 2 or 3 seasons in now, and it's as ridiculous as everybody makes it, but for some reason it's so entertaining.
It's just mutually agreed upon, like, accepted swinging is pretty much what it is, right? Like, if you were to walk up to someone who's like, hey, are you into the swinging lifestyle? Do you think that's cool? Most people would say, I don't know. But The Bachelor, it's one person literally going on multiple dates with multiple people in like, pretty much the same night, isn't it? A lot of times kissing multiple people in the same night.
Yeah, well, it's swinging for one person,
Yeah, okay. I guess that makes
and
sense.
it's just acceptable. Everybody else will get mad that he's doing it, which is the ironic part.
Because they signed up for it, right?
They signed
I
up
mean,
for it. You can't know it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I watched one episode once, and it was like the guy went on a date, had a nice romantic date, ended it with a kiss and a cuddle sesh or whatever, and then went on another one, did the same thing, and then they all fucking got mad. I was like, how can you sign up to make all this money to be on the show and then be like, whoa, I wasn't expecting this, guys.
I thought we had a real connection. Yeah, well, you and the 30 other chicks, you know.
And I want to know. I wonder what the percentage is of those relationships that actually work out, because I can't imagine.
At the end, the
Yeah.
winners.
Well, yeah, like how many end up staying with the significant other? Because I in my head, the first thing I think of is like Flavor of Love, and I'm like, I know damn well none of those fucking relationships worked out. But like, this is highbrow Flavor of Love. But like, I wonder how many of those actually work out. Because I mean, the relationship started on pretty much cheating, right? Like the whole relationship started with one person literally fucking everyone in the house.
Well, not fucking. There's no fucking until you get to the final 3. Then they're allowed to fuck in the fantasy suites.
Like that's better. Like that's better.
Well, to know that he's only fucking 2 other chicks is better than 29 other chicks.
I mean, yeah, I guess like better, but how much better? But either way, that's still swinging. So to me, it's mutually accepted swinging is The Bachelor. That's all it is.
Is it mutual if not only is one person not doing it, but the other person doesn't want the other person to do it?
Enough to win that ring or whatever they give. Do they give ring at the end? Is that like the celebratory thing?
Yeah, you get roses throughout, and then you get proposed to at the end.
Oh, like you actually get proposed to?
Yeah, they're supposed to.
But
which
isn't that crazy? But here, that's again. It's the same thing where it's like, all right, it could be one of 3 people, and then I'm gonna propose to one of them, and like spend the rest of my life, even though I was maybe gonna spend the rest of my life with the 2 other ones that I just fucked in the other room.
Yeah, I mean,
Come
the whole
on.
premise is weird. I don't know how long it actually takes, the entire show, but to think like, who is it because that they're so close? I'm guessing they're doing something every day, so it's like like quarantine. You either love somebody or you hate somebody during when you're living together or something.
Mhm.
Like if everything is so close knit that like you're bound to fall in love with somebody there, or is it just like a false reality? And that because I don't think many of them last after.
No, and I'm sure it's a false reality. And I'm sure it's. And also, it's like, who knows? Like, I'm assuming it's just some producer that's like, hey, we need to get the most attractive, crazy fucking people in this house. And the guy or girl, whoever is like the bachelor or bachelorette, is just like, all right, I'm going to maybe pick the shiniest piece of shit or like the best, worst case scenario. Like, there's no way it's like, oh, I found love on The Bachelor. Like,
And to think that you're ready to get married, you might go in thinking that, but then you're like, kind of like them. I don't know if I want to marry you yet. It's been 30 days or whatever it's been, which is funny because Matt James, the one that was just on this last season,
okay.
actually just did that. Like he was like, I'm not ready for marriage. Like we'll continue dating, but I'm not proposing to you at the end of the show. And I've never seen that before in the first 3 seasons that I've watched. And I was like, I can fuck with this guy. This guy lives in some kind of he's got something there.
Do you think he was just like, you know what? This is almost. Do you think he knew that from the beginning? He was like, all right, I'm just gonna go into a house with a bunch of beautiful women, do whatever it is I'm gonna do, and then be like, I don't know, not for me, and then just dooce out.
No,
right into the sunset.
I'm sure everybody goes in looking to find love and to get engaged and get married.
It's very
Is that
optimistic?
Well, I think that's what everybody wants. That's why it's so appealing, and that's why we watch, or most people watch.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was his goal or not, but he didn't do it, and it was funny. Like I was a couple weeks behind, so I just watched it. It's like this dude's not gonna pick either chick, and he picked one, but was like, we could continue to talk and date, but like that's it.
Do you find that you watch because I feel like you're a fan, like from listen, I have no
Kind
idea
of.
what's you've watched seasons. Do you find that like helps you out in your love life if you let the
No, I just
opposite
feel like
sex know that you watch The Bachelor / Bachelorette?
Oh yeah, that helps. Like you hop on Tinder and you're like, what are you doing? Just kidding. You're gonna laugh. I'm just watching The Bachelor. It's just kind of addicting. Like, oh my god, me too. Who do you like? Oh my God. And then, because then it leads into easy segues. It was like, if I was the Bachelor, what would you do when you first saw me? Because that's like your big impression thing.
Are these your Tinder
Tinder
pickup line?
hacks,
Your
dates,
Tinder
whatever.
hacks.
It's a good one.
You heard it here first, folks.
But no. And it's funny too because there was one chick on there, like the first time that she showed up to you step out of limo and you meet them and then you go into the house. She stepped out with a big giant dildo vibrator thing.
Stop it.
She did. This little cutie. And she was like, this is my best friend, but hopefully I don't need it. And like took like his hand and I can use this one or something, something along those lines. She made it like through about halfway of the season. And I love her.
Now, what do you think? No, okay. I'm a big believer that everything that I see on the like TV or internet is fake. Like it's just it's
Too
all
scripted.
It's all orchestrated for view. Do you think that woman is that crazy or not?
I follow her on Instagram and stuff, and she's
You know
like
what I mean?
fun and bubbly. So
But
it's
do you
definitely
think-
like believable.
Like, do you think maybe the producer was just like, listen, we got props this episode. We're gonna give you a giant double-ended dildo to bring out there.
I'm sure they do it to like the doll people. Like you got to do something. You got to spice it up. We need some kind of content. I'm sure that they put stuff into your head, feed you alcohol to make you do stupid things.
Yeah.
I'm sure that happens.
So do you have any other prime TV watching experiences that I don't know about?
Watching experiences, no, but
No.
I'm very tempted to send in a mugshot to ABC to be on Katie's season. Like I love her. She seems like a great person, and I might want to be on that show.
Yeah. Do you think they pick you? Do you think you have what it takes to?
You look at these dudes on that show; they're fucking 6 foot club, fucking washboard abs. That ain't me.
You're what, 5'9" on a good day?
5'9", and semi skinny. Got this little fat pack at the bottom that I can't get rid of, like a kangaroo pouch.
What's really funny is that's the absolute best way to describe it. And what's funny is we used to work out together, and you were like, "Listen, I feel like I'm not in that bad a shape, but I just got this pouch."
I call it baby fat.
It-
Like it's just like a tube around me. I got 3 top abs, and then it just fucking like blubber like for the winter months that I can't get rid of.
Have you been working on it? You been working out, buddy?
Yeah, and that's what I don't get. I work out consistently 5, sometimes 6 days a week. Not necessarily cardio, but like burning calories, lifting weights and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I mean, I eat healthy 4 days of the week, like straight up meat and vegetables, nothing. Then the
Yeah.
weekend comes and it's just like, it's a free for all. Like, let's let loose.
My thing is, I feel like I eat one bad thing, or I'll go out and get one beer, and as soon as that beer touches my lips, I'm like, well, I might as well get the fucking nachos. Like,
Yeah, at
I
this
might as
point.
well get the pretzel bites. Like, why would I not get the pretzel bites?
Yeah, because then you're faced in the dilemma. Like, yeah, I want to look fucking sexy when I'm naked, but like, also, this is life, and I want to enjoy the good stuff and get some of that fucking food pleasure. Give me all that, because all the good stuff tastes bad. All the stuff is bad.
I'll tell you what, I have pretty bad like buyer's remorse. Like I'll buy something and almost instantly regret it. And that's pretty much the same thing with food. It's like the second that I eat the last chip, I'm like, why the fuck did I eat that?
The last chip.
Every time.
You wish it was the first chip.
Yeah, but it's never the first
It's
chip.
never.
It's always like, wow, this chip's great. And then you eat 30 more and you're like, motherfucker.
Yeah. Like I'll go to Dollar General. You can buy like a thing of like the fake Girl Scout cookies, and you eat a couple, and you're like, a serving is 2 cookies, and I just had a full sleeve.
Dude, and
And then it's like, I might as well just fucking get the next sleeve then.
If you eat the entirety of a Girl Scout package, it's like half of my daily calorie intake. Like 2 cookies is like 170 calories or something crazy. Like that's fucking nuts. And I eat all of them. And
Oh yeah,
all of them. All of
that's
them.
my problem. When I wake up in the morning, I have to ensure that I put extra Sensodyne on my teeth, because I know at some point it's stuff's gonna get fucking dairy back there. If you like that pun.
It was good. No, I was gonna do no, I'm saving it for later. So what else do you watch, man? What else are you watching on TV right now?
I don't really watch much TV. I'm not. There seems to be nothing good. Um, oh, I did watch the new Biggie Smalls documentary.
Ooh, how was that?
I had to ask Brother Marsh if he wanted to watch it with me because nobody is more '90s hip hop than Brothers Marsh.
Oh, just to clarify again, I know we talked a lot about Amish people in last episode, but Brother Marsh is not a Amish brother. He is just a large biker man with a big heart. That's all. That's all he is.
Yeah, straight up '90s hip hop guy. So I knew like if I had a question, he was gonna give me like a 3-minute response on additional details that the story didn't give me, and it was good.
Was it good? Yeah.
Yeah, and I just kept sitting there wondering, back then, like before social media and everything, people seemed to be bigger than life, and Biggie was like one of those people. You think about MJ, the Beatles,
Jordan or Jackson?
both,
Makes sense.
whether it was in this country or like worldwide.
Yeah.
Just I don't think that you can reach that level of fame today for some reason, if that makes sense. Like they were so big.
Worldwide. Okay. Elaborate.
Like they're just iconic pop culture figures. I mean, like the world stops when they do something. Maybe it was because it was
Now-
before social media and now
Right.
everything is more accessible.
Do you think it's the market saturated or overly saturated? I mean, you got to think back. I mean, maybe not basketball wise, because Michael Jordan was just a sports icon, whatever. But let's just use music wise. Everyone and their cousin now has a computer and a mixer and can make music at home, right? So, do you think that's why that? I mean, you still have your few and far between. You got your Beyonces, your T Swifts, your. I mean, I think One Direction was pretty popular, but not for a long term success, right?
Mhm.
Like Michael Jackson, the Beatles, Elton John, like they are longevity. They are popular, were popular, are popular for fucking ever, right?
Yeah. Well, I was trying to think. I don't know if it's definitely saturated because it's easier to do everything now. Yeah, everybody has more resources and everything, but like everybody is so more accessible. Like you think about Michael Jordan, you heard about him because you went to the Chicago Stadium and watched him. Like you had to be there or on TV, I guess. And now everybody's on Twitter, and you could just find people and performances and watch them. It's just easier, and I think it brought down the level of the magic with them. I guess maybe.
Well, I read an article. I was talking because I like where you went with that because I feel like people are so accessible now that the curtain kind of is being pulled, right? It used to be like a level of stardom. Like you would look at Michael Jackson or Elton John or Michael Jordan, you would say, wow, this person is just sort of like an icon. But now it's like, oh, it's Gwyneth Paltrow, and you know everything about Gwyneth Paltrow. You know about her life, you know about her home life, her acting life, her fucking craft food, vibrating toe rings, whatever the fuck she makes on that Goop channel.
Sure.
Yeah, but like, you know what I mean? There's no mystery. Now you just know everyone. I feel like we're just so easily stimulated and we get bored so easy.
Oh yeah.
So I think that might be I guess a big part of that.
Maybe, I don't know, but I guess you just had to be there to witness it kind of more with the old guys, because I don't think you could, like, who would you say is like larger than life right now? Like the only thing that comes to my mind is Kobe, and the world stopped when Kobe died. Like everybody and their mother knew Kobe.
Yeah, no. Are there? I mean, T Swift, but
I don't think it has the same pull.
no, it doesn't. I just compared Kobe to T Swift. But as far as I'm trying to think who would die or who, if they died,
And
the
does it
world
take
would.
death to realize the magnitude of somebody's fame?
Oh, jeez. So that's a tough one. You're right. And it's so terrible to say. It hurts me so bad. But like Kim K, man,
Kim K.
Kim K, that family, they are just on a different level as far as fame goes. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
really insane.
And is that sad, or is it just what it is? Because you look a lot about like famous. First of all, everybody now is famous. If you don't have 1 million followers on something, whatever you're doing, you're not really shit. Whereas everybody can kind of be famous, and I think maybe the whole overall market is saturated.
Well, dude, people are just famous for nothing now. I watched no joke. I watched like 6 videos in a row of some guy just throwing ping pong balls in like a toilet paper roll, an empty toilet paper roll. Dude had like thousands and thousands of fucking views. For what? For
Right.
what is this fucking guy doing? I also watched some guy, and I'm sure you guys have seen these fucking videos. Literally like throwing ping pong balls down a table into these bags, and they would just give out money. Who knows if they actually gave fucking money away?
Right.
But it's like these bullshit entertainment videos where they're not doing anything. They're being famous for literally just making a video. Like, it's crazy.
Here's an interesting question I just thought of. When you're talking about like the magnitude of somebody super famous,
Yep.
Is it multiplied? Because now, like if you have somebody, we'll just take LeBron. I think is a good example. Worldwide, super mega famous. Half the world hates him, half the world loves him.
Okay, the polarity, got it.
Does that make him more famous or not as much because he has so many haters? Would it bring down it or bring it up?
I think it makes him more relevant. Now, famous, I don't know. Like, how do you gauge fame?
That's
right?
my question.
I mean, he's got more money than he fucking knows what to do with.
Just because thinking of back to Biggie, like when I was watching the doc, he just seemed so famous, just beyond words. He was like a myth. Same thing with MJ to me. And I don't know if that's because they weren't in the public eye as much, or I could be totally wrong and just talking bullshit.
It could be that, you know, you're watching this documentary that's probably made to make you think that he was this myth and this legend, but it also could just be that the fact that you had no idea about his life, you know, and then you got to kind of take a peek behind the curtain. Now that curtain doesn't exist.
Right.
So you know everything. You know everything that LeBron's doing because, you know what? If he shows you, he gets extra bonus points.
Right.
He gets that little bit of attention that, you know, he's stealing from the fucking ping pong guys for that tiny bit.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of separates it or makes you think that it's not as iconic.
Am I thinking just wrong? Like people are still that big or probably bigger, or am I kind of right?
No, I don't think you're thinking wrong. I think it's just there's so many of them
And I just can't.
that you just
Like there's like tier one just consists of, you know, 1 million people that you could put up there, so it's hard to differentiate from that.
yeah. I mean, even tier 2 people are like big, and then you got like the tier 3 and 4 people that you know they're popular enough. But I'm telling you, if those Kardashians, if anything ever happened to them, I'm telling you, the world would just.
Yeah, we can't let him die because this place will stop. You know, the funniest part of the whole documentary to me was, you know, obviously, like if you're familiar with his music, in a lot of his classic songs, he'll be like, Junior Mafia, like before he goes off into a verse. They were asking one of his buddies, they were telling a story. They were like in the booth. This might have been recording Juicy or something. And he was like, hey, yo, Big, why you always saying Junior Mafia? And he was like, what do you mean? He's like, you know, you say it in every song, and nobody's ever asked, like, what that is. And he just, like, looks at him, and he's like, that's y'all. And they were like, oh, your whole little crew is called Junior Mafia? It's like, yeah. He's like, oh, thanks for telling us. Like, he had his crew named, and nobody knew it, and I just thought it was so funny.
I mean, maybe that he was just that much of a visionary, right? I mean,
Sure.
I mean, or maybe he was just. I feel like a lot of times it's like the only difference between visionaries, quote unquote, and non are doing something. I think that has a lot to do with it. Also, sorry, everyone, that's if you're watching the podcast on YouTube, Tyler's camera is just nonstop working all the time, and mine is just shitting the bed. So I apologize if you're looking at Tyler right now, but I'm trying to fix that. But anyway, no, I just the difference between, I guess, being quote unquote a visionary is just doing it. I feel like how we did with our podcast. For a year and a half, we were talking about doing a podcast. We got how many podcasts do you listen to on a daily basis? Probably a shit ton.
Oh, yeah.
I know I do.
Shit ton.
And it's almost like you get that high from listening to a podcast or watching somebody on YouTube or watching someone on Instagram, and it's almost like that serves that little bit of dopamine that's like, all right, I don't have to actually do it because I'm watching them do it.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, like, I don't know. You like to see.
And we're back.
Okay. Got a little distracted there.
Sorry, buddy.
No, I don't know. It was interesting watching the documentary and seeing like how famous somebody could be. And then, switching the channel or scrolling on Twitter, and you see.
You're on.
You can
You're on
find
Twitter,
me
and then you're
on
on
Twitter. And then, going through Twitter, and you're like, see Lamar Odom and Aaron Carter are like in a celebrity boxing match. And it's like, you couldn't have picked like two lower rung famous people.
Hey, bringing back the Kardashians, man. Can you just think this guy was an all-star? At that point did he win a championship previous to the
I'm
Kardashians?
pretty sure he's won with Kobe. Yeah, I don't know how many times.
I mean, can you imagine being the top of the world and then going into that family? And I'm not saying there's a correlation, but there might be a fucking correlation to then literally being addicted to crack and fucking prostitutes and ODing while you're fucking prostitutes and smoking crack. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, like it's just funny to me. Like, hey, America, what do you want to see? Two drug addicts like box each other that don't have any prior experiences? Like, hell yeah, we'll pay fucking good money for that.
Good money. And you got, Aaron Carter, who he's selling dick now, right? He's selling his dick online.
He's swinging that dick on that OnlyFans.
Man, this thing keeps shutting off. But yeah, no, that's like insane that's what America wants to see.
Yeah.
And are paying money to see.
Yeah, I don't know. Coming back to the Pearl City, isn't
Yeah.
Aaron Carter from Jamestown?
I know his brother 100% is. Like, Nick Carter was born in Jamestown.
Yeah.
I know my dad was, like, friends with his family. They would come back every year for Lucy Fest.
Yeah.
I don't think Aaron was born in Jamestown, but Nick 100% was. Backstreet Boys Nick.
Yeah, we forgot to add him to the Carters, I guess. We forgot to add them to the stable of talent that Jamestown produces. Like, we included New Sean Williams, but couldn't include Nick Carter, one of the most legendary boy bands of all time.
Yeah, I know, right?
Which I'm not even familiar. Were they both in it, or just Nick? I don't really know who Aaron Carter is, besides being Nick Carter's brother.
He was the one who was on the Lizzie McGuire show with the "I Want Candy."
No, that's not him.
Yeah, it's Aaron Carter.
I thought that was McCartney.
Jesse McCartney.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? No, that's
Who
Aaron
sings
Carter.
"Beautiful Soul"?
Jesse McCartney.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally different people.
That's the same singer, though.
No, totally different people.
No, Google
Who?
it.
All right, 1 second. Let me figure this out. Yeah, no, dude, totally different fucking people.
No.
Who told you that?
Me, just now.
Did you never watch Lizzie McGuire?
I watched Lizzie McGuire. I know that song.
Lizzie McGuire was beautiful.
That show ripped.
So good. Gordo?
Back then, cartoons were different. Even Stevens,
Oh, yeah.
all that good stuff.
Totally ruined Shia LaBeouf, though, right?
Are you coming at me with Shia LaBeouf slander? Because I won't tolerate it.
I'm pretty sure he's... What happened? Didn't he just come out?
He could be a little loco, but that dude doesn't miss in movies or shows.
The guy just came out and he, like, beat the shit out of his girlfriend or something crazy.
Well, that's news to me.
No, that was, like... It was in the Netflix movie. He was in that new Netflix movie. I forget what it was, but it came out that he, like, beat the shit out of his girlfriend. Or, assaulted her on multiple occasions.
Well, I won't stand for that. But as far as his career,
he's a great actor.
There will be no. He's, for me, top 5 all time. That dude, every movie he's in, fucking
Top 5 all time?
yeah. Name me one bad Shia LaBeouf movie.
Holes.
Holes was fucking great.
No.
Won't take that at all.
Holes was pretty bad.
He's a fucking 10-year-old kid
You said
on
name
Disney
a bad
Channel,
movie.
and that's a good
Even
movie.
Stevens' movie, trash.
Okay, I don't really remember that.
Even Stevens'
But
movie,
Eagle
trash.
Eye, fucking Peanut Butter Falcon,
Oh, Peanut Butter Falcon was fantastic.
Fury, where he's in the tank with Brad
Fury
Pitt.
was very good.
I mean,
Fury was very
and
good. There we go.
Wall
Again.
Street.
See when this shuts off. What'd you say?
Wall Street.
I never saw Wall Street.
I mean, all he does is put out bangers. If he's got his name attached to it,
You know it's going to be good.
box office skyrockets.
Oh, Peanut Butter Falcon was so good.
Oh yeah.
Dakota Johnson was A++ in there, too.
Dude doesn't miss. How did we get on Shia LaBeouf?
Talking about
Aaron Carter.
Aaron Carter. Yes, I Want Candy.
Yes. Look it up. I'm pretty sure that's
look it up.
Jesse
Camera's on
McCartney.
No, I Want Candy is definitely Aaron Carter.
That's what he's famous for?
I Want Candy, yeah.
I just don't think you're right.
I'm
Lizzie McGuire show. That was a great show, though. I don't remember. I mean, if that's the only thing, then I could see why I wouldn't remember him. That was 19 years ago.
Oh my god! Don't think it came up. I Want Candy, sung by Bow Wow. That's
Okay.
definitely not it.
He was definitely not Bow Wow.
Aaron Carter. Let's see what song he's known for. There's no way I'm just making this up.
Well, I just think you're wrong, not making it up. The song's real.
Bum, bum. No, I Want Candy, Aaron Carter, featuring Hillary Duff.
Really?
100%. 100%.
Wow.
And I distinctly remember that episode because there's a bunch of like snow falling and bullshit.
I would have paid good money to know that I was right. Well, not to think that I was right.
No, do you know what happened?
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser! Good.
That's what went on in my head when that happened.
First good soundboard thing we got.
It was good, right?
Yeah,
that was a good
fucking
time.
great.
Oh man, yeah, no, but I just don't think. Oh, anyway, back to what I was getting at. Again, sorry guys that I keep losing my train of thought with this camera. I promise once this camera starts acting like Tyler's camera, the whole thing. This is only our second podcast, right? So I don't feel too bad about it. What was I going through? Oh, the Kardashians and Lamar Odom. I think they ruined that dude's life.
Like, I don't know if they ruined it. He definitely came into it ruined.
But like, could you just imagine after being famous for doing something? And I don't mean, I feel like they've gotten a lot better. There's still some in that family that I don't understand what they do. But
I don't think any of them do anything besides Kim.
Well, Kim is. Here's the thing. Kim is like saving people's lives.
Criminal justice reform.
Good for Kim. Fucking, we just give us. Way to go, Kim. Kendall's literally just famous for. She's at least modeling. That's
sexy.
some sort of.
That's her fame right there.
Well, they're all sexy, but she gets her pitch. What was that face for?
All of them are sexy. Courtney's a dime piece.
Okay, listen.
Kim's
but
ass
she's the only
fucking
one
looks
that's
like
famous and not doing anything. Her and Chloe don't do bullshit.
Chloe. Let's talk about somebody.
Wait, can we just go back to my thing really quick?
Go ahead.
So imagine you have Lamar Odom, who's famous for doing something, being an athlete, being whatever, and then joining a family where the only reason why the majority of them are famous or stay relevant is literally for bullshit, for drama. I feel like at some point you're just like, all right, I guess this is my life now. This is what I do.
Yeah, I don't know, and I won't. I don't think they ruined his life. He definitely came into it fucked up, and they didn't help him. I don't think. Didn't the dude overdose at like some strip? What was the dude from Tiger King, right? Bad Bunny Ranch or something? Wasn't that the dude?
Bunny Ranch? It's the prostitution. It's like legal prostitution in Nevada.
I could have swore something happened with him. You know the dude that was Tiger King's, not the chick, Carol Baskin, the other dude. Did you see the show?
You talking about the guy with the goatee?
Yeah, that had all the wives.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. I thought he did something there, like overdose there too, or
I'm
something.
sure he did. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't.
maybe
but
I
no,
got
the
him
one
confused.
that I'm thinking of though was at the Bunny Ranch
I guess I thought that was the Bunny Ranch
they're
maybe
probably both called the Bunny Ranch
or something. I'm not too sure.
What a crazy world, and that just goes back to these are the things that we value as a country. Like, no, can you think of any other country? Like, can you name me a celebrity from Germany? Because
aside from playing sports,
besides sports celebrities, I'm talking just celebrities, musicians.
you have to go out of your way to find
actress.
them.
But I almost guarantee that if you ask a German person from Germany to name an American, celebrity, they could in a heartbeat. A French person, I guarantee they would. Someone from fucking Saudi Arabia could be like, "Ooh, Kim Kardashian."
Yeah,
That was a
gotta
terrible
recognize her
accent.
ass.
I really apologize.
Never mind her
terrible.
name.
Yeah, so I think that's just a uniquely American thing.
Yeah. And are we so isolated that we don't realize them, or are we so popular that every other, northern, southern, eastern hemisphere, western hemisphere take notice of what we're doing, and we're kind of like the number one influence? Definitely that, but to what degree?
When you think capitalism, you think America, right? I mean,
Definitely.
I think maybe we're just so good at making money, and
Apparently
or we're
at
just
everything.
so jaded that we're like, fuck all you guys.
Music,
we know we're the
movies. I mean, besides, you brought this up the other day. Besides Parasite, wherever it came from, North Korea, South Korea,
It sure as fuck did not come from North Korea.
we would be worried then.
South Korea, yeah.
Besides that, you know, what other foreign movie wins any awards here? And I'm sure we win awards everywhere else.
Oh,
And we have to
probably,
to change our movies to go play them in China. Like they want our stuff, even though they're the biggest economy in the world.
Sure. Yeah, and I don't know if that's strictly because we are just so self-centered and we just don't care. Like we're like we
got our own stuff.
listen, Narcos was enough. I'm not reading subtitles for anything else. Like I don't know if we're just like that or if that just doesn't they don't value that as much as we do in America. The
Also
act of
true.
being famous.
Like the pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's probably the biggest industry out of everything.
Oh, 100%. People famous. I bet you there are more people famous for not being famous than there are people famous for actually doing something.
Facts.
100%.
Side note, you don't fuck with subtitles?
No, everything I watch is subtitles. I'm just saying as an American, whatever. No, I can't watch a thing without subtitles, especially
Same here.
because here's what happens. I'll watch something and I'll miss it. Someone will say something, they'll be whispering. I'm like, what the fuck did they say?
Yeah.
But with subtitles, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what they said. Perfect. I get more out of the show with subtitles.
Oh, yeah, me too. And people are like, well, then you're not looking at the show. You're reading the whole time. It's like, you can do both. Like, we're 27-year-olds. This is supposed to be easy.
Yeah.
Well, we are. Everybody else could be older or whatever. And you also hear stuff in the background, too. And some of the funniest people yelling in the background or whatever. Subtitles are the way to go. And I get a lot of hate because I watch everything with subtitles on.
Yeah, no, I tried once to, not do the subtitles thing, and I just couldn't do it. Like I had to go back. What do you think the dumbest thing someone could be famous for is?
I mean, you could just throw a name out there. I'm sure they started with doing something dumb. Cash Me Outside.
Right.
That chick hated her mom, put on a TV show, and now she's like a millionaire.
What do you think the dumbest thing you could be famous for is?
Oh. Saying something wrong. I don't know.
Really? You think that would be what you would be famous for?
What I would be famous for?
Yeah.
Listen about this. I was one time a Z-list celebrity.
All right. How? How does that work?
Okay. Strap into your time machine. Let's go back.
I'm ready.
I used to work, maybe you remember this. I used to work at Robo on North Main Street, the gas station right there. I'm not going to sit here and pat myself on the back too hard, but I am going to pat myself on the back. I was the best cashier this side of the Mississippi, on the eastern seaboard, whatever you want to say.
Side of the Mississippi.
I didn't fuck around. Well, I fucked around a lot, but that's why people loved me. I remember, like, people would come in, 4:30, 5 o'clock when they would get off work. They would grab their beers, blunts, alcohol, cigarettes, gas before they went home for the next day. And these are mostly regulars that come in there. I remember they would come in, and as soon as you opened up the door, the line would snake all the way back to the cooler and then all the way back up to my register again. This one time, I remember I had this chick that worked at Quick Fill down the street, and I probably had, 30-plus people waiting in line. By the time I got to her, she praised me. She was like, oh, my God, I can't believe how fast you just put everybody away. Like, if this was my job, I would have been 30 minutes before I got taken care of everybody. I just want to say that, congrats to you. And this is some little white girl.
So she was like just that impressed.
She was
with
that impressed with
the
me.
fact that you were able to cash people out at the gas station.
Fast. And I kind of had to cheat because, like I said, you got a lot of these regulars coming in, and they're not waiting. They want their 1-2 blunts.
Well, no, they want their preferential treatment. They
probably want that too.
They want that. Okay.
They would come in, even though I had a huge line. They would be like, "Hey, yo, blah, give me that Dutch Master down there at the bottom." And I would know them, and I would just give it to them. And because they came in every day, they would just give me exact change. Or if it's $2.12 for Dutch Master, they'll give me $2.25. I keep the 13 cents. But I would just stash. I would have a line of cash that I would have to cash out to the left of the register, while I was cashing everybody out. I was doing 2 transactions at once with one register.
Yeah.
One legally before I had to put the other one in.
Would you say that was what you preferred to be called? Bubba?
Hey, yo, baby. Hey, yo, white boy. Hey, yo, little man. Hey, what's up? What's good, blood? I mean, I got every
You
name.
got everything.
I got everything.
Okay.
I've been called Tunchi. I've been called
What does that even
Like-
mean?
like Lil Wayne,
I-
like Lil
no.
Tunchi. They used to call me Tunchi.
No, I've never heard that.
I
ever in
remember
my
this
life.
one time. This was the pinnacle of my Z-list celebrity.
Okay, let's hear it.
I had this one guy. His name was Corey. He would come in almost every day, and I only worked at Robo like for 4 or 5 years, like in between summers, like when I went to college and stuff, or
Yeah.
breaks or whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't like a full-time gig. It was like a part-time seasonal thing.
Right, full time while I was doing it, but like
Sure.
half the year or whatever. I remember this one time. I'll never forget this. This dude Corey, he thought he ran the place, and he might have, but I remember he came in. I saw him walking in. I knew his order. He was gonna get a 6-pack. He was gonna get a pack of Marlboro Lights and like a Black and Mild or something. So I had the cigarettes and I had the Black and Mild on the counter ready for him. And I remember he came in and he just, as soon as he opened up the door, he saw me and he just goes, "Oh shit!" Put his hands on his hip, bent over a little bit. "Oh shit! White boy's back." And then just like I was just sitting there cheesing at him, and then he goes outside and just like stands outside the door and like puts his hands on his hip and stands tall and just is like, "Hey yo, everybody, white boy's back!" And then comes back inside. "Hey, what's good, homie? I see you out there. Where you back from college? You getting that paper? You getting money? Hell yeah! But you came back to the fucking crib. You never forget about us. We know you're getting your paper. You know you can come back, but you'll never forget about us. You know where you came from. Hey man, it's so good to see you, man. I can't believe you're back. We fuck with you heavy down here. You know that, right?" And like I'm trying to cash people out, and he's just going on and on, just letting me have all these great remarks. And I got this fucking old lady in front of me. I could see it like yesterday. "You know who this brother is? You know who he is? He's a damn celebrity down here. You better treat him with respect. You mess with him, you mess with me, you mess with all of us. All of us. Hey, yo, blood, I would die for you? Hey, fuck that. I would kill for you, dude. I would kill for you." And he's sitting in the store screaming at me, telling how much he loves me. He goes, "When you back in the crib, I tell everybody we all come down here. We all buy double the blunts from you because we know we fuck with you. And we want to do you good because you do us good. You help us out, we help you out." And then, like, he got so wrapped up in telling me all this stuff that he just left with the 6-pack.
He just stole. He distracted you.
Yeah, I think he thought he bought it.
He gassed
because he
you
was
up
at the register.
just
He put it
steal
down
the
to talk
beer.
to that lady. And then just was like, "Hey, yo, good. It was good, fam. Thanks, brother. I see you tomorrow. I might see you later today. I might make a special trip back here." But he was like, I'll never forget him telling me I was a celebrity down there. Just like, "Hey, everybody fucks with the white boy." I'll never forget it. And
Do you
'cause-
feel like that was like the pinnacle of like that's the most recognition, acknowledgement, like the biggest thing that's gonna happen to you in your life?
Oh, in my life?
Yeah.
It might be. I mean, I was a massive Z-list. I was pushing X status.
X status. What is
Yeah.
X status?
Like ZYX.
Oh,
I was going
jeez.
to skip over Y. I was going straight to X. I mean, we were pushing boundaries, dude.
Oh my gosh.
I'll never forget it. I was so hyped up, dude. And ever since then, that place has a special place in my heart.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I've never had that level of celebrity. I mean, I don't think I'll ever have that level of celebrity. Do you think he actually? I mean, you said he'll kill. Do you think he ever actually killed someone?
I don't want to get into any weeds here, but while I was working there, I don't know if you remember Operation Horseback, but like on the
No,
newspaper,
I do not remember Operation Horseback.
like on the newspaper, it was one day. It was probably towards one of my last years there. Like on the front page of the Jamestown Post-Journal, there was like a Monopoly board full of faces of this massive drug raid. I mean, like 60 people, and talking from Chicago, funneling drugs into Jamestown, and just all this gnarly, confiscating guns and money,
Monies.
I mean, it was huge. Like, I don't know if that is somewhere in the archives on the internet, but it was a fact. So I don't know if he would kill for me, and I don't know if he did kill, but it's not plausible to think he wouldn't.
Yeah, like you're not saying that it's a foregone conclusion that it happened, but you're saying that you wouldn't be surprised if someone told you that it did happen.
100%.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just him. Like, that's just one story about one guy. I mean, there was another guy who would come in and just he didn't care about any rules. He fucked with me. he would come straight up to the straight up to the register, bypass every other customer, and just take what he wanted and leave the cash. And I would just kind of let it happen.
Just like on the side of the
Because he
on
was
the side
paying
of the
for it.
counter.
Why you got to stand here? So that's how like I gained my respect. And in doing so, like he would never leave accurate change. He would always leave more. So after I cashed it out, like after whoever or it's simultaneously, I just kept all that spare change. You're talking at the end of the summer, walking away with $400 or $500 in spare change.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal. Like, I'm pretty sure you shouldn't say that out in the
Which
world.
part?
You're about to get sued by Robu
For which part?
For stealing the extra change.
And give them free money. My registers were always on point at the end of the night. Like if a Dutch master is,
You're saying I fucking earned that money.
yeah.
Yeah.
If they buy a jackpot for $1.06 and they give me $1.10, the store gets $1.06. I get 4 cents. I don't know what percent commission that is, but that's my services. And I would walk away every fucking couple of months with a couple $100.
There you go. Listen, man, it's the little wins in life. That's I think that I would categorize that as a big fucking win. $400 for, being the favorite boy around the corner.
Yeah, and I'm not kidding. Like when my shift would start at like 5 o'clock and I would close, 12, 1 o'clock on the weekends, I would do double the amount of business that other people did from previous shifts.
It's because you let people cut in line and just throw money at you. You had a little system.
I had the
You were
full
breaking
system.
the rules.
I mean, I'm not kidding. I was so good at my job. Like, I can't believe how good I was. I had it down. We can go so far into that, but I mean, it is what it is. And that might be the peak of whatever fame I could reach. They should put my face up on the wall.
That's more than I'll ever get. Do you think if you asked them to, they would? And do you think people would still see that and be like, "Oh shit, we forgot about that legend. Where's he at? Where's he at?"
Well, the funny thing is, like, I got the job because one of my friend's mom was the manager there. So I think if I would have brought it up and say, "Hey, we should put my face up on the wall,"
Kind of like an employee of the month, but just employee of the decade.
employee of the decade. I'm gonna text her that after this fucking show. What we did have though was we had security cameras in there, obviously,
Sure.
and every morning she would come in and try and catch people stealing from the previous day or night or whatever. So we had a whole wall of all the thieves up there, and they would be like, "Oh fuck, I'm up there," and they would know it. They're like, "I'll pay for it."
So like they would be like, "Oh shit, you caught me. I
Yeah.
guess I'll give you the fucking $2 for the ho-ho that I stole."
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of ho-hos, I think that's what they're called. Swiss pies, whatever, the chocolate with the
Swiss
marshmallows.
rolls?
Yeah, those things. Trash, dude. They fucking changed. No, not saying they're trash. I mean, they changed the recipe. Have you tried one recently? Trash.
I don't know how to.
Trash.
I don't know if I've tasted a new one or an old one. I
When's
don't
the
know
last
how
time
in
you've had one?
circulation and they are.
Oh, I'm sure they're all new if you had one any recently. But anyway, it's just not good. Not good.
What about it?
It just doesn't taste good. As an American, I'm telling you that I don't know if it's healthier or what, because it's not. It does not taste as good. Something about it.
Well, that's disappointing. But that's right up my alley, so I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll have one within the next couple of days.
Oh man! Speaking of employee of the decade, have you heard that Elon Musk is now the techno master, techno king?
King.
Techno king. That's what it is. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I wonder if it comes with special privileges or if it's just. I know he says he's the techno king. Is it a legitimate term?
He changed his title from CEO to techno king. Like, do you think it's because he named his son in like robot name, so it's to communicate? Like that's the only way you can communicate with his fucking son name.
H1, X4, 6,
Yeah,
5,
that's
3.
the only way. Oh, and then his CFO is now the master of coin. Like
Like the Game of Thrones. Or
yeah,
something.
like he's in
What's his
fucking
name?
medieval
Peter-
times. Peter Baelish. Yeah.
Peter Baelish. I think it's cool that he's just so nonchalant about like how serious everything is. Like he's so anti-serious and it's fun.
Do you think he's obviously doing it on purpose? Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Do you think he has like a bigger plan, or do you think he's just like, I'm just gonna fucking troll
I think
everybody?
he's a goofball that just does funny things.
Well, like when all the GameStop stuff was happening, he would troll everyone. He'd be like, "Everyone buy this bullshit cryptocurrency." Like he's fluctuating the market. But do you think he's just doing it as a joke because he's bored? Like he's just at home, like, I just put one of my cars in space. I might as well, fuck with the internet.
I might be stupid, but I don't think he ever is too bored.
You're right.
I mean, I think he has when he thinks of something, it's for a reason. There's no wasted
100%.
thoughts in Elon
100%.
Musk's mind. Like he was pumping Dogecoin.
I call it doggy coin
Okay,
because
doggy coin.
it's a joke. It was made as a joke, and
Yeah.
that's one of the crazy things about Dogecoin, Doggy Coin, Dogecoin, whatever the hell you want to call it, is the difference. So Bitcoin, I heard that crunch. The difference with like Bitcoin, which I never got on, and I regret it now, but there's only so many Bitcoins that are being made. Dogecoin was made as like a meme, whatever, but
Yeah.
you can dilute that endlessly.
Yeah, it's infinite.
It's infinitely diluted. You can make as many Dogecoins as you want. So like, I just don't understand why anyone would put their money in that. Again, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Just so you all know.
Yeah, we're not financial consultants.
Yeah.
The whole cryptocurrency thing to me, I don't fully understand. Like I get it's decentralized, and if there's no inflation because there's only a set number of coins or
With Bitcoin. Yeah.
yeah. Why would everybody keeps buying it, and I guess if businesses want to take it or whatever, but it holds no value because like the government would never adopt a cryptocurrency in the blockchain technology because they can't seize it because it's decentralized.
Sure.
So if they can't seize it, garnish it, or
Have control over it.
why would they implement it?
Sure. I find it just interesting. I mean, as far as I know, and again, I don't know much about Bitcoin or anything like
either.
that, but my thing was like, I always thought Bitcoin was popular on like the dark web. Like people would buy guns with it, people would buy people with it. Like
Yeah.
and I think it's so interesting that now it's just like in the mainstream.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'll go buy a fucking electric car while someone else in Romania is using it to buy a person. Like that's crazy.
Right. Yeah. It's funny you say that because for some reason I got really into the Silk Road. Do you know what that is?
I heard there's like a documentary on it. It's like a
Yes.
website where people would buy illegal things, right?
Yeah, it's like the Amazon of the dark web. Drugs and guns and murder for hires, but you would pay everything in Bitcoin because it was so stealthy. So I don't know if Bitcoin was started because of that or if that was just by the time it came out and the guy Ross Ulbricht, I think that was his name because I was just reading about it. Super interesting to me.
The Silk Road.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if Bitcoin was started for that or if he just picked that because it was so untraceable.
Sure.
But
What-
it definitely that's what caused the Silk Road to blow up was the Bitcoin.
No, I don't know who made Bitcoin. Like, does anyone know?
Yeah, well, they say it's some Japanese guy. You can Google who they think it was, but nobody knows for sure.
Okay, so no one knows. So it's like a Banksy thing.
But there's
It's
somebody's
like no
face
one
behind
knows.
it that everybody thinks.
But that's crazy. It's like it's just this made up, and maybe again I just don't know, right? But my thing is like it's just a made up bunch of ones and zeros. You don't hold on to it. And people talk about mining for Bitcoin. It's
Yeah.
like what the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah, just
Like
it's like you had a minting machine where you just mint the money. I guess.
but kind of because there's only a finite. So what my question is, and again, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just kind of talking out loud here. But did some guy somewhere just say, you know what, I'm just gonna? It had to have been for some sort of nefarious thing or like some sort of reason. Like he was like, listen, I'm just gonna create a shit ton of these made up coins and just hide them in the internet. Like that's
I guess that's one way to look at it.
I mean, that's what it is, right? It's like a fucking Willy Wonka ticket, but it's used to buy guns. Like that's crazy.
I guess it's what it could be used for. I mean, now
But I mean in the beginning. Like
Well, I think the whole premise behind it is a good premise. Like, here's, let's compare it to money. Money is really nothing. We just give it value
sure,
for
but it's
services
backed
and
by
goods.
like the American.
It used to be. Now
Sure.
it's so
Well, it used to be
diluted.
backed by like gold, but
Used to
it's
be.
backed by like the American government. Is
Yes.
the way I look at it now.
Yes.
It's like the American military is what the dollar is
Yes.
based on right now.
So when you're comparing them, would you rather have something, even though it's in physical form, that somebody else has complete control over,
Sure.
or something that is yours, that is untraceable, that is nobody can take it from you? I mean, the whole premise is good.
Sure, and I guess that's the idea with any fiat currency, right? But it's just I just can't get my head around that just some guy was like, all right, here's a coin, and we're gonna place value on it, but it has to have a value, right? Like the fact that
Yeah, well, we give it value by buying it.
exactly, but that's just what I mean. Like it's so. I guess in my head, I'm just trying to think of when this first started, and again, I don't know. I've never looked it up, Maybe I should, but I'm just in my head thinking like some guy did like a Willy Wonka golden ticket, hid these bitcoins out into the internet, and then people use it as like a barter system,
Yeah.
right? Like that has to be kind of
Yeah.
the idea, right?
I believe so.
Okay, that's
And
just interesting to me.
Somebody big, it would be interesting to go back and research it a little because somebody big would have had to gone back and say, this is a great idea. Like, I'm going to buy more of it, that, the domino effect.
Sure.
Because I remember back when it was like, $3,000 a couple of years ago. And it was like, hey, and then this Bitcoin thing, like it's decentralized currency. But it was like, yeah, I'm not into it. But like something happened from then to today where it's like $60,000 for one.
Dude, $60,000. Could you imagine? And I had people back then too that were like, "Oh, you want to like I don't even know what they said. Something about Bitcoin, you want to buy Bitcoin like how was I supposed to how was anyone supposed to know really? But like that's such a crazy like it's insane that happened.
Yeah. But I just curious because somebody with power had to have put their face behind it to make it grow, right? Like, how do you get the word out?
Going back, we probably should have maybe looked this up before we started talking about it. But no, exactly. Like, how do you get that word out there and also say that it's not safe, but like reputable? I want to know, like, because at some point somebody had to say, listen, this is a legitimate currency or it has significant value in order to put your actual currency, like things that have value, into it. And that had to be like for the quote unquote normal people. Like, was it banks? Do banks have crypto? Like,
I don't believe so. I think that's the whole point. You don't need banks.
Yeah. But I mean, like, are these like big financial institutions now hopping on so that they can have some sort of power in there?
I don't know about actual banks, but like Square, the fintech, just bought, $1 billion worth of cryptocurrency, and Tesla has.
Who owns Square? Doesn't
Jack Dorsey.
Yeah, that fucking guy.
Yeah, looks like who's the dude from the Lord of the Rings? You shall not pass. Gandalf.
Gandalf.
He kind of looks like.
He looks like Gandalf
with the beard.
I don't know if he looks like Gandalf
With the beard.
Sir Ian McKellen, right? Isn't that Gandalf?
Sure.
You shall not pass.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think. See, I don't even think like. I don't think it's Bitcoin that people are interested in. It's the blockchain technology.
I don't even know what that means.
So every time you use it, it adds another layer of encryption. So you keep using it, you'll never be able to hack into it because it builds on like a blockchain, like locks. You have to get through one lock to be able to steal it.
But somebody's making that. Is that like an AI thing? Or like somebody has to be in charge of that technology, right?
It's AI.
Okay.
That's the money part, which also what Doge has, like it's the same thing. It's just made as a joke, which I own Dogecoin, so let's pump that fucker up.
To the moon.
I bought it on a TikTok trend.
Yeah, because you thought all these fucking little 15-year-olds were trying to.
And they did.
Yeah.
I put $50 in, way back when, and I got like 11,000 shares. And at one point, I made $1,000 off it. I didn't sell it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's there if it ever does pop off.
So you missed the dump part of the pump and dump scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah. That happens.
I got greedy. But also, it's $50. If I lose out, I lose out on $50. If it goes past that, then I cash out,
It's true.
It's a win-win.
I mean, there's so many things that are out there that I just don't understand. And honestly, I'm to the point, and I just don't care to understand. Like, I really don't. Like I hear about the Bitcoin, and like people are always like, Mike, you're so dumb. There's this, I forget what, I'm not going to say names. There's a guy on our Facebook, we probably on your Facebook friends, and all he does is gas up like Bitcoin. Like, should have listened to me. Yeah. You guys all seem pretty dumb. I'm like, I don't fucking care. Yeah. Like, there are some things in life that, if you would have bought fucking Apple or whatever, all these companies, you miss out on.
If you were Warren Buffett.
You know what? I fucking missed out on it. But I'm not, looking back, I'm glad that I didn't throw the money away, because it's like, who knew? Like, who would have known?
Yeah, you would have. It's hindsight is 20/20, right?
100%.
I mean, you can't live in that world. I mean, you could do it now if you believe in it or not. I don't know enough, and I'm not gonna just throw money behind because everybody says it's the cool thing to do.
It is pretty cool though. $60,000 for a fucking coin, man.
Imagine walking around. I own one Bitcoin. Hell yeah.
Could you? Well, I wonder if you went to a bank. Like, if you were like, "Hey, listen, I'm trying to buy this house. I don't have any cash, but I have 1 Bitcoin. Like, will you take my Bitcoin?
I don't know how it's
Or
stored.
you
I
think you
don't
would have to sell it to then use the actual cash for the
probably have
bank?
to sell
Or
it.
do you think the bank would be like, "Listen, we can get in on this right now"?
I don't know how you store cryptocurrency. I don't know if it's the same
I
as
think
like
it's a wallet, right? It's like a something. No.
yeah, but they would have to have a wallet as an institution to take it and to trade it to other people. You know what I'm
See,
saying?
again, this is just
Like I don't think it's
No
just
idea.
I don't think it's not fully finished yet. It's not the full product. The whole Bitcoin thing yet.
which is nuts because there's so much money in it,
yeah.
right? But there's still so
But
many
there's
things
only
that can happen.
X amount of money available,
Yeah. Well, unless you're the United States government and you just keep printing it.
but you can't because it's Bitcoin.
You're right. But you just said money available.
Well, in figurative terms.
Figurative terms, exactly. Oh, man. Speaking of figurative terms, did you watch that train wreck of the Grammys?
I saw nothing of it, but I
Oh
saw Bill
my
Burr was on there
God.
and made everybody mad.
Oh, he like mispronounced this woman's name. And he made a joke about it. He's like, why the fuck am I up here giving this award? Which also, why the fuck is he up there giving that award? But like everyone destroyed him, man.
Then he was probably right about whatever he said.
It was like this Latin singer. It was like he was giving the award for like best Latin artist or whatever, and he mispronounced the name. Which, how the fuck was he like?
You have to be prepped on it. I don't know. He's
Man.
probably the great thing about Bill Burr is that he's so anti-PC, but he doesn't lie.
No,
Like everything that he says is true, and it's gonna hurt people's feelings. And when they get mad, that's when you know he said something true.
100%.
Is that all he said? He just mispronounced somebody's name?
Yeah, from as far as what I've seen, yeah, he just mispronounced the name, and everyone was, and then you hear people bring up the why is a white cisgender male, oh,
So
did you
over
see?
them.
Oh, me too. But did you see a bunch of people gave shit because he's like married to like
Married
a
to a
black girl,
chick.
yeah. And he was like, "You got to watch out for the white guys who are married to black girls, because they're always the most racist." And like his wife came out and was like, "Bitch, shut the fuck up."
I didn't see that, but that's funny.
It was so funny.
I love people trying to crap on comedians. Like,
Yeah.
they're doing it to get a reaction,
Oh, 100%. And you know that like
and there's always truth
they have
in
it
comedy.
coming. Yeah, like they know it's coming, so they're not going to be, for lack of a better term, just heard about it.
Yeah. I just over the past couple of years, I've gotten so into stand-up comedy, and a lot of those people are just, I just see them as brilliant. The way they think, like in comedy terms, but to relate it to real life things.
Yeah.
Like Bill Burr is the best at it.
Oh, 100%. And you're right. I think he is the best at it because he did like the Saturday Night Live monologue where he offended
That's
pretty
what I'm
much half
thinking
the
of.
room.
Yes. I saw it when it happened. It was a while ago.
Mhm.
But yeah, exactly that. He starts ranting, but you're like, you can't argue with anything that he said.
No. And he does it in such a, because that these comedians, they choose their words very carefully.
Yes.
We're going to do this podcast, and I guarantee it that we're going to say some shit that we didn't mean to say or don't plan on saying. But we're not sitting here, molding every word and every syllable to make sure that we get our point across. These guys, they're like, all right, we're going to do this. We're going to do a pause fucking here. And then everything that I say is going to be exactly how I mean to say it. And that's what's so fucking brilliant about it. And then people still get upset.
Yeah, and that's like, yeah, sure, what their little act, their bit was funny, but then watching the reactions, and it's just like, it's so over their head. They
Yeah.
just don't get it.
They
They
don't
get it.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
Oh, perfect timing.
Good.
Um,
Good.
But I think people are like sick of the cancel culture thing. They're sick of, Morgan Wallen, right? Talking about the Grammys. The guy, said a bad thing, but the dude is still the number one. He had the number one selling record for 9 weeks straight. Still, it's like, I think either people are just kind of sick of the idea that someone can apologize like publicly for something they did, and they're like, they deserve to, be forgiven, or there's just a shit ton of racists out there. And
Yeah.
I just find it so hard to believe that half of the country is just racist. Like, I get that that's what's like put out there. I just find it so hard to believe that every single person I walked into on the street is just like a Klan member. Like I just can't.
You said
can't
it. You said
believe
it
it.
perfectly. Like, never mind the intent behind it. Never mind that he said it to a white guy. It's just what you said is wrong. Now you can't do anything for the rest of your
For
life
the
again.
rest of your life, yeah.
And that's it.
And the crazy thing is, I get that he's fucked up a bunch. Like he got drunk the night of like that he was supposed to do like the Saturday Night Live, and he did a bunch of stuff. He's not the world's best person. I'm gonna give you that. But the fact that if you don't want to enjoy his music or whatever it is, that's fine. But the fact to say that he has no right as like a human to do anything for the rest of his life is fucking crazy.
How old is Morgan Wallen?
Oh, I don't
Wallen?
know. Wallen. Morgan.
How old is
he? He's
Our
probably
age.
Our age. He's probably 25, 26. Could look it up really quick.
Now think about all of these kids that we just decide to make famous, whether they're Disney
27.
stars. 27 years old. He was probably 26 or 25 when he did those other things.
Yeah. Oh no, that was in the past year.
Okay. Still young.
He was on a list.
Still young.
Still young.
Let's think about Justin Bieber when he made him famous when he was a kid, and then he went off on the deep end for a little
when
bit.
he fucking tried to steal a monkey on a plane. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Or when he was ripping down, he was in like London on a Ferrari, like ripping 175 or something.
Sure. Yeah.
When these people get so famous, their reality becomes distorted.
Yeah.
because-
They're not on the same level that we are
and
as far as
and they're kids.
Yeah.
How do you handle that being that famous and people telling you what to do and everything? Of course you're gonna fuck up.
Yeah, 100%. But I think finally we're getting into a place where if you fuck up, I think people are actually accepting your apology. Or you can be like Governor Cuomo and just not apologize and say, "Fuck you guys,
Can't
I'm
cancel
not."
me.
He's like the Jordan Belfort. I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving, baby. You could try to bring me down. I'll never go.
Oh, I don't know. The world's weird right now, man.
I'm not sure. To answer your question, I don't know yet if people are over the cancel culture thing because it's still happening.
Sure.
We might be coming to like a 50-50 split, but at some point the ship's going to turn and they're going to be like, what are we doing? What have we been doing? And like, at what point are all these famous people going to actually decide to come back because they're like, okay, I've been through enough punishment. Louis C.K.,
Mm-hmm.
All of these people.
Which Louis C.K., if we're going to talk about him just for a second, every single one of his bits was about his like compulsion to jack off in front of like people. So when people found out that he like decided he wanted to, or like enjoyed jacking off in front of people, they were like,
as he asked him first.
Yeah, he did. He asked for consent, which again, none of it was like rapey hand jobs. They were all,
Call it weird, whatever, fetish, whatever you want to call it.
But right. And we were like, everyone was surprised to find out that he liked to jerk off in front of people when he literally made a living about talking about jerk. Did you ever watch the movie The Interview?
Is that
The one with Seth Rogen?
Yep.
And there's the part with Eminem where he's like coming out gay and he's like, I left a trail of gay breadcrumbs for you guys to follow. Like I feel like that's
good
the same
analogy.
thing. And everyone, just
I've been saying it for years.
exactly.
I fucking get it. No, that's a good one. Louis is a guy that I can't wait to come back.
Oh, me too.
He's one of my favorite comics of all time.
Me too. But it's also one of those things. I forget who I was talking to. It was like a year ago, and I was like, "Oh, you want to watch a stand-up special?" I was with some people. I was like, "Let's watch the Louis special." They're like, oh, "How dare you? You want
Give me a fucking break."
Exactly. That's exactly what I said. I said, "Give me a fucking break." Love Louis.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let him jerk off on me, but I fucking love Louis.
I don't think he wants to jerk off in front of you.
No, maybe, I don't know.
You're not a fucking hot woman.
Listen, man. He might want to jerk off in front of everyone. We don't know. Don't judge. Don't assume.
You're right.
things.
You're right. You could jerk off in front of me.
Yeah.
That'd be a story to tell. I'm all about making memories. If I got a story to tell, hey, check this out. I was at Cleveland Improv. I got tickets there, and I went backstage to meet Louis C.K., and he asked to jerk off in front of me. Got a piece on him. That's a whole story.
What a story. I bet you he can make an OnlyFans right now and make bank.
I'm of the belief that anybody can make an OnlyFans right now,
100%.
and it would be worth it.
Like celebrity-wise? Or like
Anybody.
anybody?
Anybody.
How so?
If you put it out there,
Sure.
if you advertise, I don't think that somebody could do it.
Now, are we talking? Because which is crazy. I saw someone post online. They're like, "Oh, I made an OnlyFans for my music." I'm like, no one fucking makes an OnlyFans for their music. They make an OnlyFans to literally show their French horn, if you know what I mean. Like they are not fucking like Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter. He is an OnlyFans. He's slinging dick. Like it's like everyone and their cousin now has an OnlyFans. It's crazy.
I've never bought one OnlyFans.
No,
Never.
never. You weren't curious?
Oh, curiosity killed me a long time ago. I am more of I'm a Reddit guy. I think if you want
so you steal it.
I pirate.
Listen, calling yourself a pirate doesn't change the fact that you're stealing shit.
I don't abide by the same rules. I'm a pirate.
Okay, now you're getting the pirate thing a little too. When you watch or when you look up these OnlyFans, do you dress up like a fucking pirate too, just to get in the mood? Because it sounds like you are.
When I scroll, I go, arr.
Stop it.
Bite my tongue.
So you steal these girls' hard. Listen, Tyler, I am convinced that these girls are small business owners, and you need to support them in their endeavors. The fact that you are stealing from them is the same thing as those fucking kids that came into your gas station and stole your beer. It's the same fucking thing.
Well, it's not, because that beer is not mine. Like,
You're
I'm
right.
not the small.
It's fucking worse. You're stealing from them, and it's theirs.
Right. So those kids stealing are me. Stealing from the business is somebody else's business.
Yeah.
Because
the point is that it's not good.
What's worse, that I look up the stuff on Reddit, or that the people take it from Reddit and post it for free?
Because at least they had to buy it.
Oh, you
They
got
had
me
to
there.
buy it once.
You got me there.
You're scamming it.
You got Dana White Jr. over here about to take me down.
No, they are small business owners. And how do you listen? What if Sarah? I'm sure there's someone out there named Sarah, that does an OnlyFans. What if she was trying to support her child, or she's trying to go to Cancun, and she is $13.99 short, and it's all because you decided to look up her nudies on Reddit instead of supporting her?
Well, good thing for her, it's a subscription, so she'll have to wait another month to get her $13.99. I like to look at it this way. Like, if you're in a mall, if you're in a food mall, what the fuck am I saying? If you're in the mall and you got that little circle of all the, what's it fucking called?
A food court?
Food court.
Jesus.
You go by fucking Panda Express.
Yep.
You got some dude over there with, little Dixie cups, and you could take one.
The sample.
Of each thing. That's what I'm doing. I don't ever go back to get the whole thing. But I'll see what I like, and then I'm dipping out.
So you're saying you're just sampling all of these girls?
Yeah, I just want to see what it's about. If something were to ever catch my eye, I was like, wow, for a month, I want to be into this, then I would subscribe. Haven't found it yet.
You're still on the hunt.
Yeah, I'm still on the hunt. And maybe it's out there. Maybe I'm just, I got to look somewhere else.
Oh, man. All right. Well, on that note, Tyler needs to hop out of here because he needs to go find his OnlyFans future wife. But hey, guys, thank you everyone for listening to our podcast. We're sorry, not that anyone probably gave a shit, but we're sorry we're a couple of days late. The podcast is available everywhere the podcasts are available, except for Apple Podcasts.
Are we still waiting on that?
We are still waiting for Apple Podcast.
Today's 9, and it said up to 10 days.
Up to 10 days. So I'm going to call, but Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube. Actually, I'm going to pull it up right now. Our podcast, guys, is available on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, YouTube, SoundCloud. So if you guys want to listen to us talk shit, go there. Tyler, anything you want to say, buddy?
Nope, that was fun. I think that's a good second episode.
I think so, too. Tune in next week, guys. See you.